The date, April 22, 2025. The target, the USS Harry S. Truman, a Nimitz-Class Aircraft Carrier, the pinnacle of American naval power, patrolling the Red Sea. The assailants, Yemen's Houthi rebels, a militant group locked in a brutal civil war. The Houthis claimed a direct hit, a rain of missiles crippling the colossal warship. Images, grainy and unverifiable, flooded the internet, showcasing plumes of smoke billowing from the sea. Was this the moment the world held its breath? The moment a superpower was brought to its knees? The Pentagon immediately denied the attack's success. No damage, no casualties. The Houthis, they declared, had missed their mark by over 100 miles. A propaganda stunt, a desperate attempt to project strength. But the seed of doubt had been planted. The audacity of the attack, the sheer brazenness of targeting a symbol of American might, sent shockwaves through the international community. The world watched, a mixture of disbelief and trepidation, as the situation unfolded. The U.S. response was swift and merciless. Within hours, American warplanes screamed across the Yemeni skies, targeting Houthi strongholds. The Pentagon, in no uncertain terms, vowed unrelenting strikes, a show of force designed to crush any further aggression. "We will not tolerate threats to our forces or our interests," declared a grim-faced Pentagon spokesperson. The message was clear. This was not a conflict the U.S. would shy away from. The gloves were off. Reports emerged of heavy casualties, the Houthi leadership reeling from the precision strikes. The U.S. military released footage of their own, bombs obliterating buildings, a chilling display of their firepower. The world watched, some applauding the decisive action, others condemning the escalation of violence. But the Houthis, bloodied but unbowed, remained defiant. Their leader, Abdul Malik al-Houthi, rallied his followers, vowing to fight to the death. This was not the end, he promised, it was just the beginning. The conflict spiraled. The Houthis, true to their word, launched another wave of attacks, this time targeting commercial shipping in the Red Sea. Oil tankers, vital arteries of the global economy, were struck, sending shockwaves through the energy market. Oil prices surged, the world on edge as the conflict threatened to spill over into a global crisis. The specter of a wider war loomed large. The U.S., already on high alert, deployed additional warships to the region, a clear signal that they were prepared for any eventuality. President Trump, never one to mince words, took to Twitter, condemning the Houthis in his trademark bombastic style. "They will be met with fire and fury," he declared, echoing his infamous North Korea rhetoric. The world braced itself for the next chapter in this dangerous game of brinkmanship. The UN called for restraint, urging both sides to de-escalate the situation. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. The conflict had taken on a life of its own, fueled by years of resentment, mistrust, and bloodshed. Section 4. The Houthis, a history of aggression. To understand this conflict, one must understand the Houthis, a Shia Muslim group from northern Yemen. They have long felt marginalized by the country's Sunni-dominated government. In 2014, they seized control of the capital, Sana'a, plunging the country into a brutal civil war. The Houthis, backed by Iran, have become a thorn in the side of Saudi Arabia, the regional powerhouse and a key U.S. ally. The Saudis, fearing Iranian influence on their doorstep, intervened in the conflict in 2015, launching a devastating air campaign against the Houthis. The war in Yemen has become a humanitarian catastrophe, with millions displaced and facing starvation. The Houthis, accused of war crimes, have shown a callous disregard for civilian life. Their attacks on shipping, their willingness to target international interests, have made them a pariah state. But the Houthis are not a monolithic group. They are driven by a complex mix of ideology, grievance, and opportunism. Their actions, however reprehensible, must be seen in the context of a brutal war and a long history of feeling marginalized and ignored. Section 5. The Red Sea, a strategic chessboard. The Red Sea, a vital waterway connecting Asia and Europe, has become a flashpoint in this conflict. Its narrow straits, through which a significant portion of the world's oil and goods flow, are vulnerable to disruption. The Houthis, recognizing the strategic importance of this maritime choke point, have used it as leverage, threatening global trade and energy security. Their attacks on shipping, their attempts to disrupt this vital artery of the global economy, have not gone unnoticed. The U.S., with its vast naval power, has a vested interest in maintaining freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. The presence of the USS Harry S. Truman, a symbol of American might, was a clear message. Any attempt to disrupt this vital waterway would be met with force. The attack on the USS Harry S. Truman, whether real or fabricated, underscored the vulnerability of this strategic waterway. It served as a wake-up call to the world. The Red Sea, once a backwater of geopolitics, is now a potential flashpoint for global conflict. Section 6. The world reacts. The international community watched with bated breath as the situation in the Red Sea unfolded. Condemnations poured in, the UN calling for restraint, urging all parties to engage in dialogue. But the calls for peace rang hollow amidst the escalating violence. Iran, the Houthis' main backer, condemned the US strikes, accusing them of violating Yemeni sovereignty. Russia, another key player in the region, expressed concern over the escalation of violence, calling for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The Arab League, divided as ever, struggled to find a unified response. Some members, like Saudi Arabia, threw their support behind the US, while others, like Oman, called for dialogue and de-escalation. The attack on the USS Harry S. Truman, real or not, served as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of the world. What began as a regional conflict had the potential to spiral into a global crisis, with far-reaching consequences for the global economy and international security. Section 7. The future of the conflict. As the dust settled on the initial exchange of fire, the world was left to ponder the future of the conflict in Yemen. Would this be a turning point, a catalyst for a negotiated settlement, or would it simply be another chapter in a long and bloody war? The US, its military might on full display, seemed determined to crush the Houthis, to teach them a lesson they would not soon forget. But the Houthis, battle-hardened and fueled by a potent mix of ideology and grievance, showed no signs of backing down. The conflict in Yemen is a complex one with no easy solutions. It is a war fueled by regional rivalries, internal divisions, and the meddling of outside powers. It is a war that has already claimed the lives of thousands of innocent civilians and displaced millions more. The world watches and waits, hoping for a peaceful resolution, but bracing for the possibility of further escalation. The attack on the USS Harry S. Truman, real or not, served as a stark reminder. In this volatile and interconnected world, even a spark can ignite a conflagration.